Welcome to So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and I have found a free pattern from QT Fabrics for a table runner and some placemats. However, I am not going to make the table runner and the placemats. What I am going to do is use that inspiration and turn that table runner into a lap quilt. Now this is made with pre-cut 2.5-inch strips, but the great part is we're not going to have to recut those 2.5-inch strips, so they're actually really 2.5-inch strips. We're going to be able to use them just the way they are. So this is the table runner that I want to turn into a lap quilt. I liked all of this that would be running down the center. So a lap quilt is usually around 36 inches by 45 inches. So we do have that 48 length. I just need to make it wider. And what I want to do is just continue to add that background fabric on. So in this case, it is that white. So what we're going to be looking at is just extending this so that this would run down the center. And then to point off these sides. So there's a few changes I need to make with this pattern. When we look at the directions, we're going to take 2.5-inch strips and we're going to cut them into different lengths, 8 at 17 1/4 and so on. The last two numbers that have 12 pieces and 6 pieces are for those placemats. So we can right away just take those off. Fabric B is the background fabric. So this is the fabric that I'm going to change. So for these longer white background pieces, we are going to need to cut 12 widths of fabric at 2.5 inches, and then we're going to subcut them to 11 inches. And I'm going to talk about this width so we don't have to trim these. We're going to match them. So this is also from QT Fabrics, and it is their Color Essence line. And this is what those beautiful fabrics look like. They advertise them as 2.5 inches, but they're greater than 2.5 inches. When I match it up with the outside points on one side, it's greater than on the inside. That 2.5 inches is an inside measurement from the inside of those little pinked edges. So that measurement is within here. This is the 2.5, not those outside pieces. But for a project like this, I do not want to have to trim them down. So I am going to take the measurement from that outside point to the outside point. So I'm going to put a ruler down so I have those outside measurements showing. I will be using just a little piece of tape. This tape I'm going to be able to remove afterwards, but it is now giving me my 2.5-inch mark. This measurement I'm going to need to cut my white background strips. So here are all of my strips cut, my 17 1/4, 16 1/4, and so on. But I do have these white strips now cut 11 inches, and they match the sides. By making our background strips match our jelly rolls, we do not need to trim these down. So those edges from the outside are matching up. So I'm going to need 48 of these strips. I have 24 of these, so 24 and 24 equals 48. We now need to have those 1.5 inches, and that's going to give us this corner. With these being a little bit bigger, we also need these a little bit bigger. So they're saying 1.5 inch, but we need to go up just a little bit to 1 5/8. So that's just a little bit bigger than that half. So we're doing that 1.5 and just one of those eighths over. So the squares, instead of 1.5, we're going to do 1 5/8. So you're going to need somewhere between 6 to 7 widths of fabric, cut them at 1 5/8, and then make all the squares at 1 5/8. So now that we have all of these strips cut, we do need to arrow off each corner. We're going to be able to take that and we're going to match it up to the outside edge. I'm going to stitch from corner to corner. So that would be my stitching line. So when I turn it over, you can see the white fabric poking out and running right along that edge. I'm still going from corner to corner. I'm just pretending that that is a solid edge. Now I'm going to be able to trim that off and flip it up. I like to just press that with my hands. I'm going to get the next square and I'm going to match it up to the edges and stitch from corner to corner. Once that's done, I can trim that off. So this little point now is just a little bit over that 1/4 inch. I would rather it be over than under. The reason is that way I don't have to match up this point and cut it off. I want those points to stay very pointy. So I now am going to be able to take my big strips that are at my own 2.5 inches, match up the edges, turn it over so you can see those edges peeking through. And now I'm going to be able to stitch a 1/4 inch. I'm not trying to get into this little point. Matter of fact, I'm going a little bit past it. So that is my seam, and there is my point. So when I do open it up and look at the right side, there was no way I was going to be able to cut off that point because the point is inside. So this is a fail-proof way of keeping those points really pointy. Now this method will only work when we have this fabric the same as this fabric. So when we put it on our quilt batting, we're not going to really notice that. The eye is not going to notice that that's not a 1/4 inch. It's just going to notice those nice sharp points. So we need to do these points in this long piece to both edges of that fabric. And that way we're going to be able to get the points on both sides. Now if you do want to be exact for this corner, then you could trim and make sure that that is exactly at that 1/4 inch. But for this project, I'm okay with that little extra because I really do want my points to be very pointy. So let me get all my strips sewed together and then we can start to sew them together in that long row. From a glance, you can see that those points are nice and pointy. Nothing was cut off. It's because we have that little extra space there. And for this pattern, if our straight lines here are not exact, that is fine. The idea is we're not sewing them together, so we have those seams matching. We do have these 4 piles, and this is 1 inch bigger than this. This is 1 inch bigger, and this is 1 inch bigger. It's these center ones that were the different size. Now I do not want them to line up like this. I want them to be more to one side and the other. So I'm going to start with that smallest one and just leave it. The next size, I'm going to move it over. And then this one, I'm going to move over. And this one. So I want all of these points not lining up with any of the other points. So you're going to be able to play with these a little and come up with something that you like. But that means I need to trim these sides. So I'm just going to cut there and then just mix them all up and sew them together. And we do have all of those spikes going through this lap quilt right to the very end. We have lots of room on the sides if we want to do some fancy quilting. We could just do straight quilting. So we took that table runner and just added pieces on each side and made sure we had points on each side going along. So that free pattern from QT Fabrics really did turn to be a really fun lap quilt. Now this would make a great wall hanging if you had one of those long walls like in a staircase. So you could really choose the colors and have it accent your room, and it would be really quite the statement. It's modern, it's fresh, and we did not have to recut those strips. I'll put some links in the description to QT Fabrics and for that free pattern. So if you did want to just keep that table runner and have some matching placemats, that would be fun as well. And thank you for joining me today on So Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have a newsletter. It's all free under So Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a so-tacular day. Bye for now.